Christmas is right around the corner, and you guys know what that means. More Christmas projects, decorations, hobbies, whatever you guys want to call them. So today I'm going to show you 3 different ideas that's going to help bring more of the holiday spirit into your home.
You like the Christmas tree?
First thing we've got here is a simple little Christmas tree. I had a spare 2x6, so I just cut some 25-degree angles and painted it up. You can see it's got some little Christmas balls, little tinsel, all that good stuff. I'm not very artistic, but that's just an idea. Super simple project. Took me maybe, less than an hour. Like I said, 25-degree cut on 2x6. There you go. You could put this on maybe your tabletop. Maybe you want it on a shelf. Or if you're really unique, you could even give it to your kids. Maybe it's a little toy for them, or they can put people around it and decorate their little play set. Now this next one was this little snowman. I thought it was really cool. There was a bunch of different ideas I saw floating around on Etsy and YouTube and things like that or whatever. So my original intention was to just kind of make this block dude, maybe give it some little twig arms, maybe a hat, really decorate it up. But my wife was like, "Oh, that's cute. You're making a little building block set for your daughter." And I was like, "You know what? That's right. That could be cool." So instead of gluing him down and stuff, I just have him separated so she could play with it and do it however she wanted to do. You know, again, just a couple of 4x4s and just cut little cubes out of it, paint it up. There you go. Again, super simple project, maybe an hour, maybe 2, depending on how much time you want to take on it. But simple cuts, and boom, they're about 4 inches. So perfect 4x4 cube, right? Super easy. Now this third project here is the main event. I'm super excited to share this with you guys because everything I always see is, centered on a table, in the middle of the wall, maybe on a shelf. Now this one is awesome because it's going to bring some Christmas spirit to the corner of the house. This is really going to take this boring corner and spice it up for me, and I'm super excited. So this is how you do it.
And to get this started off, you're going to get your 1x3 and cut it into 2 4-foot strips. I personally like to use the miter saw. It's just quicker and easier. It just makes a nice clean cut. Mine was simple. I got an 8-foot board and I just had to cut it right down the center. Testing. Alright, you guys, pay close attention because this next step is super complicated. What you're going to do is you're going to glue these 2 pieces together. Just get you a center line right down the middle of this one, right along the edge. You can see all 4 foot of it. Just take your glue, run it right down. And after you've got a lot of glue on there, no, I'm just kidding, you don't need a lot of glue. Just a little bit of glue. We're just going to put these together. This is basically your frame. Take that other piece, slap that on there. Push it in, make a good seal, get it nice and close together. I'm just kind of freehanding it here. Just want to get those edges nice and flush. But if you want to get it board or something, be my guest. So I'm going to line that up here, tack this in place, and then we're going to move along to the other side here and just make sure that everything's nice and squared up. You can see I got a little flat board right there just to make sure. And again, just nail it all the way down. Just give it some extra support. The glue is pretty strong, but, this thing's going to end up getting a little bit heavy over time. Testing. And next step, all you gotta do is lay your boards out. I chose to use pallet wood. You can use whatever you want, but I just ripped apart some old pallets using some scrap wood because that's what I like to do. Lay them out. Now you're gonna measure 2 foot from the center, and that's gonna be your starting point. So after you've got that 2 foot on the bottom, we're gonna get our angle. We're gonna measure 25 degrees, right? So grab this little speed square here, put it on there, pivot it over, and we're gonna mark our line. It doesn't have to really be perfect or anything. This is more of a guideline because, of course, we're going to go back to our miter saw. That's going to be our 25-degree cut. But like I said, this will kind of just give you a line to start with and get you a nice straight edge. That way, once you start at the bottom, bring it up and kind of follow that angle there. Again, like I said, this is just serving as a guideline. Doesn't have to be perfect, but now you kind of know where you're going to be. Alright, like I said, go back to your miter, turn that to 25 degrees, and lock it in place. Alright, now you're ready to roll. Start cutting. And after you've cut those pieces, don't forget to save your cutoffs. You might use those for the top, or maybe later for the other side if you want. Now I also personally didn't want these touching together, so I wanted a little bit of a gap. So I just used my pencil here, lined them up on the edge here, and made sure that I had a little bit of a gap, using my pencil as a spacer. That way everything's going to be kind of uniform as best as possible. I didn't really clean these up too well, so they're a little curved, but again, like I said, this is how you're going to do it. Now it's time to glue it up. get that bottom piece, tack it in place, make sure everything's nice and square the best you can. Get that pencil, make your spacer, and start going to town. Like I said, just start at the bottom, work your way all the way up. Now, another thing I forgot to mention is you're supposed to leave at least 6 inches or more, or however high you wanted it, from the base. I forgot, so now I'm going to attach this extra piece here just to have a little base so it stands up above the baseboard and gives it a little leg. Also looks cool.
Now it's time to do the other side, but the good thing is that you want to cover this, right? So we've got to add the thickness of this plus this wood, right here. So this is 3/4 each. So I need to add 1.5 inches to this. So good news, you can use this as a template, but you need to start 1.5 inches off versus just right here. So that's what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna measure and line up. We're gonna measure 1.5 inches. This tree's in the way. 1.5 inches here. 1.5 inches here, and we're just going to do that all the way up. Oh, no, that tree was in the way. Make sure this goes straight. See, just like that, 1.5 inches across. And now we're just going to line up there. And it's rustic, so it don't have to be perfect.
And just like before, go back to your miter saw, change your 25-degree angle to the other side, or you can flip your boards around, whichever you prefer. But again, just get all those boards cut for the opposite side.
Now, using this as a template, I'm going to start like I did before. We're going to run these across. Put a little bit of glue and nail it in. And so the next thing you're going to want to do is drill some holes in this. And I've got an 11 by 32 bit drill bit.
And just start making random holes all over all your boards. I didn't really make a template or mark them, I just started drilling. And don't forget, do both sides. Alright guys, we're almost there, super excited. We're almost on the final step. All you gotta do is get yourself some Christmas lights. You could do white or colored, whatever you prefer. I had some color ones laying around and I kind of thought that would look nicer. So just start sticking the lights in the holes that you made, and then you're gonna get your staple and staple them in place. And just go through the whole board. Make sure not to staple the wire, because that'll probably mess it up. When I first started doing this, I did a couple boards and tested to see what it looked like, and sure enough, I guess it killed the lights. Ta-da! There it is, all lit up. It looks so good, and now this boring corner is holiday ready.
So I had a lot of fun building this thing. I think it turned out really great. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. You build something of yourself, make it really awesome, put a little twist on it. Maybe you want to decorate it or something like that. But I thought it turned out really great. I had a lot of fun. So if you guys are enjoying this, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe so you can continue to watch all these awesome videos we make with all the building projects and the step-by-step instructions. I love doing that for you guys, giving you my tips and tricks and my process of when I went through it. And so maybe I can help you avoid some mistakes or anything like that. So like I said, if you guys are enjoying this, go ahead and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Love you guys. We'll see you in the next video.